Pope Francis's papacy has been one of reform, controversy, and deep theological introspection. Since his election in 2013, he has guided the Catholic Church through a time of immense social and cultural upheaval. His emphasis on mercy, inclusion, and dialogue redefined the Church's tone, especially toward marginalized groups. However, as his health visibly declined and murmurs of succession grew louder, the ideological rifts within the Church widened. Now, with the Conclave on the horizon, many cardinals once considered staunch Francis loyalists are under growing scrutiny. The atmosphere within the Vatican has shifted. Conversations behind closed doors have become more calculated, tense, and sometimes emotionally charged. The question that looms over every chamber is simple, but monumental. Who will carry the torch forward? From a geopolitical perspective, the Vatican is not immune to global change. As liberal democracies wrestle with nationalism, populism, and secularism, the Church finds itself at a crossroads. Within its walls, cardinals representing different continents and cultures wrestle with how best to carry forward Francis's legacy or undo it. Those who once supported his progressive stances on issues like LGBTQ+ inclusion, environmental stewardship, and economic justice now find themselves navigating a much more cautious path. Several figures once seen as aligned with Francis have become quieter. Some have even subtly shifted their positions, fearing backlash or political retribution from rising conservative voices within the Church. The Conclave, rather than being a simple ceremonial transition, is shaping up to be a strategic battlefield. The College of Cardinals has never been monolithic. Yet the divisions are now more pronounced than ever. On one side stand the reformists, those who support Pope Francis's vision of a more open, humble, and responsive church. On the other side, the traditionalists call for a return to dogmatic orthodoxy, lamenting what they see as a dilution of church teachings. The tension is palpable. Publicly, the cardinals present a united front. Privately, their views diverge sharply. Conclave discussions have started informally in the form of dinners, private consultations, and quiet assessments of papabili, those considered papal contenders. Among these whispered names, a few have emerged as potential successors, but none without controversy. Among the frontrunners are several intriguing candidates. Cardinal Matteo Zuppi of Bologna, known for his pastoral care and social outreach, represents continuity with the Francis papacy. Cardinal Peter Turkson of Ghana, a strong advocate for environmental and social justice, carries global appeal. Meanwhile, figures like Cardinal Raymond Burke, a known critic of Francis, enjoy strong support among traditionalists. Then there are wildcards, younger, lesser-known cardinals who represent fresh perspectives but lack widespread backing. Each candidate brings a unique vision for the Church's future, yet all must contend with the political chessboard within the College of Cardinals. The Church has long contended with internal scandals, from clerical abuse cases to financial corruption. For some cardinals, these issues have taken center stage in their deliberations. They believe the next pope must be someone capable of restoring moral credibility. Others argue that too much focus on internal crises detracts from the Church's mission in the world. Pope Francis made strides in confronting these issues, but not without criticism. Some feel his actions were too slow, too limited, or too conciliatory. Whoever takes his place will inherit both the progress and the controversies, with little room for neutrality. Though only cardinal electors can vote, non-voting figures like retired cardinals and advisors still wield influence. Their behind-the-scenes conversations often shape the outcome in subtle but powerful ways. Some have begun to question their loyalties, adding layers of complexity. Adding to the intrigue are recent unexpected withdrawals. Certain cardinals have quietly excused themselves from active conclave discussions, citing health or diplomatic responsibilities. Their silence raises eyebrows. Are these strategic retreats or signs of deeper unease within the Vatican? Even as the Church prepares for his successor, Pope Francis remains a powerful moral presence. His words, even when brief, shape the discourse. Some cardinals worry that his influence could sway the conclave even from beyond the grave. Others argue that Francis's presence is necessary to guide the Church through this transition. His emphasis on discernment and listening must continue to inform the cardinal electors. The conclave, after all, is as much a spiritual endeavor as it is an administrative one. Beneath the political wrangling lies a deeper spiritual struggle. Many within the Church believe that this conclave represents a battle for the soul of Catholicism. Will the next pope defend eternal truths or seek modern relevance? Will he emphasize compassion over dogma, or reassert the theological rigidity of the past? The faithful across the globe are watching closely. Millions are praying, hoping for divine guidance to shape the outcome. While journalists report on strategy and intrigue, believers see this moment as an opportunity for a renewal of mission and purpose. Perhaps the greatest challenge the next pope will face is unifying a fractured church. The ideological divisions run deep, not only in the College of Cardinals, but among laity and clergy worldwide. While some crave reform and inclusivity, others feel abandoned by the Church's shift in tone and teachings. A leader who can bridge this gap, who can speak both the language of tradition and the hope of progress, will be vital. The Church needs a shepherd, not a ruler, and it needs one who can hold firm to truth while reaching out in empathy. This conclave will not unfold in secrecy. Media outlets, religious scholars, and global governments will monitor its developments with keen interest. The next pope will not only be a religious figurehead, but a moral voice on issues like climate change, migration, poverty, and global peace. Whoever emerges from the Sistine Chapel balcony will inherit immense responsibility. Every word, gesture, and policy will be scrutinized. The next pope must be prepared to lead not just a church, but a world-seeking direction. As the final votes are cast in the conclave, the air will be thick with anticipation and prayer. For the cardinal electors, the decision carries eternal weight. For the Church, it signals the beginning of a new chapter. And for Pope Francis's legacy, it marks either a continuation or a turning point. Will his vision live on, or will the Church pivot back to older traditions? That remains to be seen. But what is certain is that this conclave will be one of the most consequential in modern Church history. At the heart of it all lies a simple truth. The Catholic Church is built not on politics, but on faith. As the conclave unfolds, its members are reminded that they are stewards, not rulers. Their duty is to discern the will of God, not merely their preferences or ambitions. This moment is more than a leadership transition. It is a chance for the Church to rediscover its soul, to recommit to service, humility, and holiness. Whatever divisions exist, the Spirit can still unify. And through the prayers of millions, the Church may yet rise stronger, more faithful, and more united. The world watches. Heaven listens. The future of the Church is not in the hands of the powerful, but in the hands of the faithful. May the conclave honor that sacred trust